Well, hello and welcome to I Love Gay today. And we are here with Santiago from Pro Colombia. How are you, Santiago?
I'm great, Matt. Thanks for the invitation.
Oh, it's wonderful to see you again. I haven't seen you now. It's been 2 years. When we first met. You were a sponsor and you were up on stage for the letting everybody know at IGLTA about LGBT tourism to Colombia.
Yeah, I know. It feels like a long time ago, but it actually wasn't. It was 2 years ago and a couple of months. It was May 2018
Yeah.
in Toronto, which is funny because that's where I'm based now permanently. I was there traveling from Colombia to represent Colombia at this event, and now I'm based at the Pro Colombia office in Toronto. So it
Yeah.
was quite a coincidence. It was premonitory, I would even say, being in that conference. And yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. So your main focus originally was LGBT tourism, but then you've now that you're now your real focus is just kind of Canadian travelers coming to Colombia in general.
Right. So I started the LGBT travel strategy for Pro Colombia, and I was based in Bogota at that time, and I led that strategy for 2 years. And after that, I transferred. They transferred me to Canada so that I would be in charge of tourism in
Yeah.
Colombia in Canada, and that's my job now. I oversee the entire Canadian market for tourism,
Okay.
including LGBT, which is a big priority for us as well, not just in Canada, but in several other markets. It's
Yeah.
a very important niche.
Well, I know that. I mean, I didn't know that you were focused on Canadian travel, but I did see that you were a sponsor of our friends up there in Canada with the Canadian Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce in their gala that they just had.
Yes, we got to sponsored for the first time. We got to sponsor this gala. We put up an amazing tour package, 7 days in Colombia, three different destinations within Colombia. And Air Canada joined in, and another company called Tour Raider, joined in, and everyone chipped in, and we all supported the gala, which is they do such great things in the programs that they run. So we were more than pleased to be sponsoring the gala and really helping out and letting Canadians know how important LGBT, not just LGBT travelers, but in general how progressive Colombia is in terms of LGBT rights and how open Colombia is as a destination.
Yeah. Well, it's no secret. All of us down here, we love Bruce and Darryl. We think they've done an amazing job. So they're near and dear to our heart.
Who? I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bruce and Darryl, the two that lead the Canadian Gay and Lesbian Chamber.
Bruce. Bruce and Darryl. Sorry, yeah. I thought you were saying one person, so I was like Bruce and Darryl. I like what? That's Sendero. Sendero is the last name in Spanish. I was like Bruce and Darryl. Who's that? No, Bruce and Darryl are great. Bruce and I have become friends over the time since I arrived in Canada. He's been a great host of showing me around Toronto as well. So absolutely more than happy to have them as friends and as being part of the industry as well.
Oh yeah. Plus, like you, he loves coffee, so it makes it
Oh
perfect.
yeah. Talking about coffee, I'm gonna have a sip.
You, I saw also recently though, there's a lot going on, even though it's kind of a crazy year. But you were doing also with the WeTrade folks in Bogota. They had a conference, and you were part of that as well.
Right. So ever since we started the strategy, the Colombian LGBT Chamber of Commerce has been a very important ally. I would even suggest a part of the reason there's a strategy in the first place in Pro Colombia for LGBT travel, in part is because a lot of pressure was created from Felipe Cardenas, the head of the Chamber of Commerce, right? And he had a lot of numbers. He was the one that convinced us that we needed to be part of IGLTA as well and join them as members. So Felipe has been a big partner of mine. He's now a really good friend of mine as well. And so obviously at Pro Colombia, being part and having them as allies and co-promoting Colombia together, because I think that the Chamber of Commerce does a great job promoting Colombia abroad. Even if that's not their main focus, they still do that and they still do a great job. So we definitely ally in that kind of stuff. And we had a B2B event, a B2B networking event where we invited 15 buyers from different key markets across the globe, including Canada. We had 3 buyers in Canada, and they were meeting Colombian companies.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's I know Felipe is kind of he's probably one of the best ambassadors when it comes to taking LGBT life of Colombia, bringing it out into for the rest of us.
Absolutely, he is definitely a great ambassador, and
Yeah.
he's so eloquent, so good with words. It's just a great leader in the industry as well. And yeah, and we had a really good, successful event. We we showcased a lot of really cool new experiences that are being designed for LGBT travelers in Colombia. And I think that they're really, really worth highlighting. And there are some amazing experiences from wellness, spiritual experiences about finding yourself as an LGBT person. And that's really cool, like in a beautiful setting, surrounded by mystical, and spiritual wellness kind of activities. Yeah. And from more city life or outdoor group activities as well. So, Colombia is a really cool place to do outdoor activities. And that's probably going to be a very important thing coming, talking about a post-pandemic world, or talking about still living under COVID, which we will be for, probably a couple of years. Even though we have a vaccine, we're still going to have the virus around us for a couple more years. So a country like Colombia, which is has so much space for outdoor activities, and for nature and adventure activities, it's definitely something that, it's good to have in the lookout for. And we know LGBT travelers are also starting to orient towards those type of activities.
Yeah. Well, is Colombia, is it easy for us from both Canada and the United States to travel there right now?
So from Canada, it's a little more difficult right now, but from the US, it's very simple. Tons of direct flights back up on from the US. New flights were actually announced by Spirit Airlines from Florida to different cities in Colombia, like Barranquilla and Bucaramanga, which are smaller cities. And so there's tons of direct flights from all over the US that are already back up on. But from Canada, we haven't brought direct flights yet. As of today, we're expecting them to start again on December. And that's basically direct flights from Montreal and from Toronto. So if you want to go right now from Canada, which I actually did, I arrived to Colombia from Toronto 2 weeks ago via Panama. So you can travel via Panama, you can travel via Mexico, you can travel via the US. The only issue is that Canada is still asking for a 2-week quarantine on the way back when you arrive back into your country of residence, into Canada. And so so that's what you have to consider when traveling anywhere, right? Yeah. But for me coming to Colombia for 2 weeks was definitely worth spending 2 weeks locked down, because the cities are still locked down anyway, right? So so I'm going to be spending most of my time working from home, lockdown anyway. So it was definitely, in the situation, traveling, it's actually good to talk about what that experience felt like. And it felt pretty good. It felt like companies are really on top of their protocols. They're really on top of how to do things, how to make sure people are safe, how to make sure their staff is safe, right? They make everyone comply very strictly with the protocols. And I felt very safe traveling the entire time. And I feel very safe right here. I'm very impressed with how businesses, from hotels to restaurants to cafes, they have implemented protocols, and they're really serious about it. And they really do make users before entering any establishment, disinfect their hands, and they have hands-free disinfectants everywhere, which is I'm surprised to see that everywhere implemented here. While back home, in Toronto, where when I go to a bar or a restaurant or anywhere, we have to actually touch the disinfectants and push them down. Here, they have hands-free disinfectants everywhere, and that's something that's really impressive. And in general, I feel like people's attitude is towards continuing with life while being very careful and protecting people's lives, and I think that's really, really important.
Yeah. Where is that? I'm loving the background behind you. Where is that?
This is actually very close to Medellin. It's a reservoir called Guatape. It's a gigantic reservoir. It's a very big body of water, and it's actually it was built to make a dam. So it didn't used to be that big. It used to be a smaller lake, and then about 50 years ago they created the entire reservoir. And today is one of the best touristic spots to go when you visit. It's a great extension trip when you visit Medellin. Beautiful cabins in front of the reservoir, nice, really amazingly adapted hotels. That rock you see right behind me,
Yeah.
You can climb 650 steps all the way to the top of that rock, and the view from there is just phenomenal.
Wow.
You can also do helicopter tours above it. It's just really great. Yeah, a lot of cool experiences there. Yeah.
Well, this is amazing, and you've inspired me to because I haven't been to Colombia yet, so I do look forward to being able to go sometime soon.
Yeah, you have to come, Matt. Absolutely. Whenever things are a little bit more open, absolutely, we can also organize something as well. And you're more than welcome to come and experience it yourself. So it's not just seeing it on text or video, but actually living it for yourself. That Colombian rhythm.
We're not just seeing it as a Zoom background, which works well. But no, I look forward to seeing you hopefully at IGLTA in Atlanta in August or September. I keep saying August, but it's September of next year. So crossing my fingers that will all work and that we'll all be able to be together again.
Yeah, absolutely. If IGLTA happens in Atlanta, I'm probably going to be there, and I'd love to see you and catch up as well and see everybody, because we missed the conference, right? It's such a great moment for everyone to see each other, to just network, and it's just a lot of fun. I miss physical conferences so much. A lot of people say MICE tourism is not ever going to be what it was, but I think that people are still going to push for those physical events. Those physical gatherings will just simply never be replaced by virtual ones. It's just very difficult to get that same authenticity and that same energy when you're in a room full of people that are living the same thing, right?
Yeah, no, I agree, and I'm looking forward to that. So, no, thanks so much for taking a few moments of your time and sharing your story and travel and what's happening in Colombia right now. And I look forward to seeing you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Matt, for this interview and for this space. And everyone who's watching this, more than welcome to visit and experience the diversity of Colombia and experience how welcoming we are as a country and how respectful we are as people as well. I think it's definitely a destination to be on the lookout for.
Exactly. Well, thanks for being here with us. Thanks so much.
All right, Matt. It's great talking to you.
Take care now.
All right. Bye-bye.